This video comes to you in 3 parts. 1, more details about my money and more money realizations. 2, what I've done since the last video. 3, what I'm going to do next. The first PoorTalks was unscripted, but I've got so much to say, this one's got a long script. Hello Paul Talkers and other viewers, I've got more poor things to talk to you about. If you left comments on my first video, thank you so much because they were all wonderful and supportive. If you want to help me grow my channel, please click on the thumbs up for this video or go to youtube.com/PaulRoth and make sure you're subscribed. Now let's talk about my money situation. I've realized there are more things than I talked about in my last video, which was just car payment, monthly subscription services, and rent. I have a Maryland license plate on my car and the registration expires at the end of this month. I don't know exactly how much it'll cost to change to a California license plate. I'm going to try to call the California DMV this week to find out. I also have to change my Maryland driver's license to a California one, which my insurance agent tells me is about $55. I'm going to assume the registration change is more like $1,000 because California is ridiculously expensive. My friend Sarah told me to take care of this right away, but I put my head up my own ass and didn't. We'll report back. I just switched from Maryland car insurance, which was $109 a month, to California car insurance, which is $158 a month, and I need to pay 3 months worth by the end of this month. That's $474. So my monthly target is usually $150 for subscriptions, $350 for car payment, $900 rent, about $1,400. This month I need to pay at least that $1,400 plus $474 plus $55 plus maybe $1,000 for car registration. So more like $2,929. I hope that I am overestimating. Also, my dog is running out of dog food and her prescription dog food runs about $100 a month. If I switch her to just dry food, that'll be more like $70 a month. Something that just came up while I was writing this script is that my computer died. At this point, it doesn't work at all. I shipped it off to my old company where they're going to repair it for me at cost. It looks like it's going to be around $200, and I'm hoping that I can pay that off in contract work or get a discount or something. We'll see. I mentioned that I've got $0 in my bank account and maxed out credit cards, but I didn't tell you the details. One of the credit cards has a $7,000 credit limit, and it has started accruing fees. So now it's got a balance of like $7,400 on it. The other credit card has a $3,500 limit, and it's at that. Also, I don't have health insurance. Healthcare.gov kept sending me emails saying that I could get health insurance for as low as $50 a month, which I can't spend. But I just went on healthcare.gov and it redirected me to Covered California, another website, and I started entering my information there. I'm going to wait for my W-2 to come in so I can fill in the more accurate information that should be arriving any day now. I think that's the last of the money things that are hanging over my head at the moment. This seems impossible to me, and the churning in my gut makes me just want to avoid it all. But giving up and crying into my pillow isn't going to make it any more possible, so on I go. What have I done since my last video? I had gotten into a really not worth it deal to make someone's website for 80 bucks. I had quoted them $175, but they bartered me down to it. And I finished that up right after I made my first PoorTalks video. I uploaded my resume to LinkedIn and submitted it to a talent acquisition group. I also sent it to a Honda hiring person that my new friend Denise told me about. I downloaded a template and instructions for building a CV instead of a resume because my friend Like Kristen recommended it. My friend Lacey hooked me up with a weekend gig to do some manual labor and I got $100 for that, cash. That was really helpful. I billed my one contract client for a $50 job that I did on Tuesday, and then I also just today did another $50 job. I tried to transfer my funds from Patreon to my bank account. Part of it transferred first, and I think the rest of it has transferred now. So that's some money, almost $100. I canceled my Dollar Shave Club subscription, but I used my Patreon money to pay for my Netflix subscription for this month because it is helping keep me sane, not burnt out. I got a $500 Southwest gift card for Christmas that I've been trying to sell to anybody else. But obviously people don't trust e-gift cards over the internet, reasonably so. But it's legit, I promise it's real. If you want to get my $500 Southwest gift card, make me an offer. I'm hoping for $400 for it, but obviously I'm desperate at the moment. I went to the official police garage to file a contestation, a request for adjudication for my car having been impounded. And then I went to the LADOT office to contest the parking ticket also. I had to go to both places apparently. And now I'm waiting for, I guess, 2 trials. I uploaded my one-sheet resume to Robert Half Staffing and also applied for a job there. I made a profile on staffmeup.com and applied to be a social media manager, a job I saw listed there. And I found that my bank had about $60 in unclaimed cash back, so I asked for that to be transferred into my checking account. Oh, and I called my best friend Mandy and I confessed to her what's going on with my money. And she was really kind about it. I was so afraid to tell her, but she was really nice. I'm going to meet with her up in Santa Barbara where she lives this weekend, and we're going to go over the stuff. Part the third. What am I going to do next? I'm going to apply for some job listings I found at Google in the Venice, California area. I'm going to apply to some positions at Spectrum, my internet provider, who used to be Time Warner, because of my friend Jessica, who told me about that. I'm going to apply for the Apple Store to see if I can work at the Apple Store. Maybe my friend James can help me out there. My friend Annalie told me about a company that might be hiring soon, so I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open for that possibility. I downloaded the application to apply for a job at Trader Joe's, the one on Vine in Hollywood. Everyone I've talked to who's ever worked at Trader Joe's loves working there, so maybe that's something that I can do. I'm also going to apply for a position at ArcLight Hollywood, a movie theater. And these are both good things. One could potentially give me access to cheaper food, the other one could give me access to free movies and also maybe some cheap food, although movie theater food, I don't know. I'm going to make that CV of my work projects so I can use that in addition to or instead of my resume when I apply for jobs. I'm going to finish making my Upwork.com profile and post my resume on Indeed. I have an old 401k with about $28,000 in it. That's almost nothing for a retirement plan, but that's what I've got. And it's from a job where I broke ties under bad circumstances a decade and a half ago. I've started placing calls to my former boss there so that he can sign off on distributing to me the maximum allowable amount under hardship. And I'd like to make a video about anything else besides being poor, although this is what is occupying my mind 100% of the time these days. I'm not even like looking at YouTube or Twitter anymore. I miss it all. I miss my old life. And I also want to make a video cover letter explaining to potential employers why they should hire me. Because I'm a good communicator, and that is something that a lot of people in the technology industries don't always have. I think this is already a very long video, so I'll cut it short here. Have more questions for me about my financial situation here in LA? Leave them for me in the comments, or tell me anything that matters to you, because I want to know what matters to you. This shirt was picked out for me to wear by Kathy Trithart on Instagram. If you want to help select the next shirt I wear in my next videos, follow me on Instagram, @Pauladin. If you like this video, please share it on Twitter, Facebook, or Tumblr, and help me reach more people. If you'd like to leave me a one-time tip, you can do that through one of the info cards, or you can go to paypal.me/PaulRoth and leave it there. I'd appreciate any amount. If you'd like to help me pay my rent, you can support me on patreon.com. There's a link to that here in the end card. There are links to all of these things and my Amazon LA survival wish list in the description of this video. And if you'd like to support me without spending any money, you can watch some of my monetized videos without skipping the ads. And here we are at the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching all of this. This is where I always say, tomorrow will be even better.